Hello, hello, hello. I am here. I'm just turning the light off. There we go. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to another live ukulele jam with me, Matt Stead. We're going to have loads and loads of fun tonight with a real kind of pick and mix of songs tonight. Some quite unusual ones. We've got everything from some really kind of laid back jazzy folk from Nick Drake. We've got a pop-tastic tune from Cyndi Lauper. We've got an indie tune from Coldplay, and then we've got our people's choice, where you guys choose it from a poll on Facebook, and we've got a lovely bit of ABBA for that. So absolutely fantastic. Loads of variety this week, which is super fun. I hope you're all good where you are. Is it nice and warm and sunny? It has been really warm here today. It really does feel like spring has arrived, which is really nice. Really lovely. And hopefully you guys managed to pick the right time as well with British Standard Time now. Or British Summertime, I should say. So our clocks have gone forward. So just bear that in mind for any of the events that I've got coming up. If your clocks have gone forward in the States, ours have gone forward too now. So we're matching. So it's always a bit awkward this first time. We always get people an hour early or an hour late and all sorts. Hi, Fran. Hi, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for the updated ticker, Harry. We've got a nice updated ticker with 52 days to go to the awesome Andalusian ukulele adventure, which I can't wait for. Come and join me in Spain if you can. All of the details are on the website, which is super exciting. And don't forget our cruise next year. I'm already missing everyone off the cruise from this year, so we get to do it again next year in the fabulous Caribbean, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Fort Lauderdale. Oh man, I wish I could do it every week, honestly. It was so much fun. A couple of other things to tell you about. On Wednesday, this hopefully will really appeal to a lot of you that do Kanikapila. I'm going to do a whole live lesson this Wednesday on Nashville numbers. You know, all these ones and twos and threes, and some are in undercase, some are in overcase. I'm going to explain how it all works in a lot of detail. So we'll look at things called chord personalities. We'll look at how songs are constructed from these Nashville numbers, and I'll just explain basically how it all works. So if you ever get a bit kind of confused by the Nashville numbers for Kanikapila, join us this Wednesday. Every single lesson that I do, including Kanikapilas as well, they're all archived on my website, mattsteadukulele.com. You just go to the top where the menu is and you just click on live lessons, and they're all there. So go and join, go and find it if you can. If you can't watch it live, you can watch it back anytime. Hi guys, spring like day in the Midlands, nice to hear it. Hi Gail, how's things in Kansas? Hopefully all good. Or Missouri, I should say. Kansas City's in Missouri, isn't it? And yeah, Carol, this Nashville numbers lesson, all my live lessons, they happen every fortnight in the afternoon, and you can catch them at a later date if you want to. There's literally hundreds of them on there that you can catch up from. I've started putting the most recent one near the top so people can find it easily as well. And then one other thing we got this week is I've got another Beatles ukulele arrangement coming. I spent a lot of time on this. I've done a full chord melody arrangement of If I Fell, which is just such a beautiful tune. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true? Just an absolutely gorgeous song. Really unusual chords, but the chord melody is relatively simple to do, and I'm going to break it down in a lot of detail. I haven't recorded it yet, but I've done the arrangement, so I'm hoping to record it probably tomorrow or Wednesday, so that should be available by the end of the week on the Beatles course, if anyone's interested. Right, let's have a look at tonight's songs then. So a clocks theme, seeing as the time the clocks have gone forward in the UK and we're on British summertime. Because of the cruise, in fact, at one point I didn't know what time it was, because I was on Eastern Standard Time and then some kind of Atlantic time, and now I'm back to UK and then it's British summertime. So I don't know whether I'm coming or going at the moment, but hopefully you guys do. So as always, we've got these Nashville numbers, and of course, as I say, I'm going to explain a lot more on Wednesday. But just as a bit of a quick idea, what we do is we give a key of music. We give each chord within that a number, 1 through to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This song is in the key of D, D major. And D major has 2 sharps. You don't have to worry too much about it because it's not the ones that we're playing. But D major has D, E, F sharp, G, A, B and C sharp. Okay, every key has a certain number of sharps and flats. So the 1 chord which we start with is going to be D. And then the 5 chord would normally be an A or an A7. D, E, F sharp, G, A. But here we're playing it as an A minor. It has a real kind of melancholic feel, which is really lovely. And then we end the intro, the verses and the chorus on a simple E minor. That's the 2 chord. So that's all it means. 1, 5, 2 just means we play the first chord in the key D, followed by the 5th chord, A minor, followed by the 2 chord, E minor. And if a Nashville number is in undercase, it means it's a minor chord, uppercase a major chord. It's that simple. And as you'll see again on Wednesday, I'll go into more detail, but each of these chords has a personality. The 1 chord is the one that just kind of sets you off on a journey. This case is just a D chord. You could do it like so with 3 fingers in the 2nd fret here. Some people use 2 fingers, a mini bar on the top 2. Or you can even bar the whole of the 2nd fret and reach up here to the 5th fret. So any of those Ds will do. Then we go to the 5 chord. Generally that creates tension, and this A minor does create a certain amount of tension that needs to be resolved, but it's unusual to have that minor. It makes it really melancholic but really beautiful. And then finally the 2 chord, again another melancholic chord, which kind of feels like a bit of a cliffhanger in this instance. It's quite interesting like that. Now this one, the verses, the intro, the chorus, the interlude and the outro are all exactly the same thing. So this would be a really great one to try and play from memory, because it's just 3 chords, most of it, over and over. All right, so let's have a go at that. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you a picking pattern, but just to get us going, let's keep it really, really simple. Just bringing up the lyrics here. And let's just do a really simple walk, running, running strum. That will look and sound something like this. Walk, walk, running, running, walk, walk, running, running, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. The beautiful thing, if you think about things phonetically, like walks and running, walk just being 1 beat, running being a beat and a half, or hitting on the on and off beat, you can think it as. It makes things a lot easier. Walk, walk, running, running, walk, walk, running, running. Because it doesn't matter if you're on an up or a down strum, as long as you've got that rhythm. Okay, really, really nice. At 5 o'clock somewhere in Curacao, Quinta, Harry. Love it. And hi, Diana, by the way. Good to see you. So if I wanted to play the intro and the verse and the chorus, pretty much all of the song apart from the bridge, it would look and sound something like this. Notice that 2nd chord we play, the A minor, we do it for 2 measures because it has a blank chord box after it. So D, A minor, and E minor, D, A minor, E minor. Yeah, fantastic. So most of the song is just that over and over again. It's really, really simple, which is lovely. Now, unusually in this song, we have a key change, and this is something that Coldplay do a lot of. Even though they're kind of thought of as quite a simple indie band with kind of really easygoing, kind of simple, nothing too sophisticated in terms of the chords. Actually, it's not quite true. Chris Martin often uses some really extended chords. He has key changes and all sorts. And this one, we have a key change in the bridge. This only happens at one point during a song. Bridges sometimes called middle eights as well, because they tend to be 8 measures. In fact, you can see it there, there's 8 measures. And they come about 3/4 of a way through a song, just to break it up a bit and create a bit more interest. And that's really important in this one, because otherwise it's the same thing over and over. Now we've got an F major 7. Sometimes people panic when they see that because they think it's going to be really difficult. But actually it's a beautiful chord to play on ukulele and really easy. Just take 2 fingers and take them up to the 5th fret, top 2 strings, so G and C strings. Isn't that gorgeous? It's one of my all-time favourite chords to play on the ukulele, that one. Then we've got a C, nice and easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then we've got a G major. Okay. So if we apply the same kind of pattern and everything, the bridge will sound like this. 2, 3, 4. We do this 3 times. One more. And then the final time we rest on this F major 7 for 4 whole measures. And I like to do just a single down strum on the last one because it creates a really nice kind of juxtaposition when we go to the next bit. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, me too. It's just such a gorgeous sounding chord, isn't it? It sounds great. Really lovely one to play. So we know that that's in the key of F because these chords don't really fit in the key of D. As we saw earlier, the F should be an F sharp in the key of D. And that F is acting like the 1 chord. So we can call this a key change, basically. It's jump into the key of F temporarily. And it's not that usual, really. It's quite an unusual thing to happen. So don't sweat the theory too much, but just know we've changed to another key there. So yeah. So Carol, you can change any of the chords from a key. It's just where you don't have to stay exactly within the key. So the 5 chord can be played as a minor if the composer making the song or writing the song decides to do something a little unusual. But yeah, it is unusual. It's kind of gone outside of the key for that chord, which is hi Rebecca, which is really, really unusual. But it's what makes the kind of song sound quite interesting. This one, by the way, is 2002, this one. Hi Indrani, this was off their album Rush of Blood to the Head. In the back of your sheets, there's some brilliant, fascinating facts that Karen does each week that she's around. And what I found really intriguing was this fact here. I don't normally read these out. I like you to just have a read afterwards because obviously otherwise it's a bit deaf by PowerPoint. But I love this one here. Chris Martin's great-great-grandfather was a builder called William Willett who campaigned for the adoption of British summertime, today known as daylight savings time, on May 17th, 1916. So Chris Martin from Coldplay, his dad was instrumental in us going to British summertime. How cool is that for a rock fact? I'll give you another cool rock fact about Chris Martin. My auntie changed his nappy once. There you go, that's a good fact. He used to live in a little village called Shillingford St George just outside Exeter, and she used to babysit him. So there's a good rock fact for my auntie there. Okay. So let's have a look. One more thing which I think is really, really nice that we can do on this one, if you're interested, is to do a picking pattern. And I'll kind of talk you through this and show it in a bit of detail. It works beautifully on the first part. This is completely optional, by the way. What we're going to do is we're going to play our D chord, but we're going to play it this way, barring the whole of the 2nd fret. Little finger on the 5th fret. Again, remember this is optional. It's just something you can try if you want to. And then what we're going to do with this hand up here is we're going to pick the outside 2 strings at the same time. Okay, should sound something like that. Or you could just pick the A string. Okay, would be absolutely fine as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick the middle two strings in reverse. So E and then the C string like this. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to do that twice. Okay. So I'll do that again. Okay. So that's pinch, touch, touch, pinch, touch, touch. Now, if you do that again, but you just repeat the first two bits, the first two like that, it will sound like this. Isn't that cool? Now, it doesn't sound like much at the moment, but if I keep going and I play the next few chords, I'm going to do the A minor like this as well. So rather than just normal A minor, I'm going to put my finger here like this. And then I'm going to go to an E minor. And when I put that together, you get that lovely piano riff. Whoops. Isn't that lovely? So if you want, you can have a little go at that on the intro and the interludes. It's just a really pretty little thing that you can have an experiment with, and sounds really lovely. I'm just going to strum it, but you can do it over the top of my strumming if you want to, just because sometimes on this one I get a little bit lost with the vocals, so I need to kind of pay attention to what I'm doing as we go through this. Okay, one last thing. If you want to do a solo on those bits and you want to have a little noodle about, let me just put my speaker on a second. Okay. Oh, it might have run out of batteries because I might have left it on. Oh no, I think we're all right. You can use because we're in the key of D for the chorus and the interludes, where are we? You can use the D major pentatonic, which would look like, sorry, just going to go to this is all in your scales reference sheets. You can download these and keep them for every single week. So here's your D major pentatonic that you can use on the first bit. Or you could use the relative minor, but that's going to be slightly awkward because you're going to be quite high up the fretboard. So I think on this one, if you want to try a little noodle, just try the D major pentatonic, which would work on this one. And if these dots aren't enough, you've got it here all over the fretboard. The nice thing is you can kind of pick out some little kind of, some little bits and pieces that just kind of go together really nicely. So for instance, if we have a look at this chart, or this one in fact, notice we've got that little rectangle from the 2nd fret of the E string up to the 5th fret of the E string, and then the 2nd fret of the A string up to the 5th fret again. There we go. All right. Oh, Indrani was just asking about the pinch pattern. I'll show you again in a second, Indrani, don't worry. All right. So you can kind of do a little noodle just using those 4 notes. And you could get quite a lot going. I think I recorded a backing track for this one earlier. Let me just have a look. Yeah, here it is. So you could kind of... Ah, it needs to be louder. Let me just turn that up a bit. There we go. That's better. And you can keep things really simple. A lot of Coldplay stuff, it sounds really nice if you just play a few notes at a time. Sorry, my my speaker's finally died. I thought it might have been running out of battery. That's what that interesting noise was as we were going. Sorry, guys. So you'll just have to practice these on your own this week. And I'll show you how to do them. But if you want a little noodle, D major pentatonic for that one. Okay, let's just have a look at the structure and then we'll give it a go. Now remember that most of the song, nearly all of it, is just that D, A minor, E minor, okay? Twice as many A minors as any other. And we do that on the intro, the verses, the choruses, the interludes, all of that. The only bit where it changes is that bridge where it goes and nothing else compares. Other than that, we just keep it to as it was the whole time, all right? Just those 3 chords again and again and again, which is really nice. I'm also going to add a little interlude after the bridge. You can write that in or just remember it, another little interlude. It doesn't matter because it's the same chords as everything else we're doing, so you'll be able to follow this one along easily anyway. All right, let me just ever so quickly before we start just show you that picking pattern again if you're interested. So I finger each chord and I do them this way: D chord like this, A minor like this, and E minor as you would imagine as normal. And what I'm doing is I'm pinching the outside 2 strings, and then I'm playing the E string and the C string. Pinch, touch, touch. And I'm doing that twice like this. And then after I've done it twice, I'm doing the first bit, the pinch and the E string, but I'm not touching the C string. Then I do it again. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I do it on the next chord. Next one. And it takes a bit of practice, but if you build up your speed, get that nice piano riff at the start. Again, you don't have to do that. You could just strum along with me and that will be absolutely fine. It will still sound nice. Fantastic. Thanks, Steve. It's kind of like often they're referred to as Travis picks, because there was a famous guitarist that used to do a similar thing on guitar where he pinch and then do those rolls. Really sweet. Okay, let's give it a go then, guys. So we'll go from the top. I'll keep the chords on there. I think just sit up a bit and then you can follow my chords on here as well. Yeah, fantastic. Here we go then. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This going for nearly the whole song. Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against have I brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg, I beg, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid. My head and trouble that can't be named. A tiger's waiting to be tamed, singing, you are, ooh, you are, ooh. Keep it going, guys. Stops, closing walls and ticking clocks. Gonna come back and take you home. I could not stop that, you know, singing, come out upon my seas. 'Cause missed opportunities. Am I a part of the cure, or am I part of the disease? Singing, you are. Never interlude. Try that picking if you like. Get yourselves ready for the bridge. It's coming up next. Here we go. And nothing else compares. And again. And nothing else compares. One more time. told a lie, I can resist in that riff once. Fantastic. Well done, everyone. Isn't that amazing how you can have one song with just 3 chords over and over? And it works, right? It works, which is fantastic. So, yeah. Intrine said she was today years old when she learnt the lyrics are "you are" and not just "ooh-ahs." Yeah, "ooh-ah" sounds really West Country, doesn't it? "Ooh-ah." Yeah, it's unusual. Just a whole chorus of "you are." That's pretty much it. That's the entire chorus with the chords to the verses over the top. But it works. And of course, when Coldplay do it, to be fair to them, they've got this lovely little piano riff that I was showing you. You are, you are. So even though the chords are simple, you get that lovely kind of texture, if you like, from that riff, which is really, really pretty and really nice. So yeah, there we go. Nice, easy start. That's one to do off by heart, isn't it? Pretty much the same 3 chords over and over, which is fantastic. Next up, we're going to do something completely different. This next song is from Nick Drake, who is one of my favourite artists of all time. Most of you have probably heard of Nick Drake. He was around in the 60s. He only lived until his early 20s and sadly passed away through an overdose from antidepressants. No one's quite sure whether it was meant as a suicide attempt or not, but ever so sad that he only lived a short life, but he left us with 3 wonderful albums. The first one's called 5 Leaves Left, which is what this song is from. It's a gorgeous, it's mostly acoustic with orchestral scores by Joe Boyd, who also worked on lots of folk music at the time. He worked for people like Fairport Convention. And it's a really lush album with some really sophisticated, jazzy acoustic songs, really beautiful. And then he released an album called Brighter Later. And I kind of think of that as almost like his pop album. It's not pop music, but all the songs are a little bit more upbeat. Again, they've got strings, but they tend to have like more drums and kind of a bit more upbeat, more standard pop stuff, I suppose. And then finally his last album was Pink Moon, and that's really stripped back. It's pretty much just Nick Drake and an acoustic guitar in a studio, and the songs are really raw but really, really beautiful, so really worth checking out. I first heard of Nick Drake sat on a girl's bed at university, and I think she was trying to woo me. Or I was trying to woo her, who knows, right? But she played me some Nick Drake songs and I was won over, because I mean, as soon as you hear his voice, it's just like velvet. It's just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. He lived in a gorgeous village called Marlborough, just outside of, not far from Swindon and Oxford, in that kind of middle area between us, where I am, in London. Let's take a look at the song. It's really, really simple again. It has some sophisticated chords in it, but in terms of playing, it's nice and gentle and easy, which is really fantastic. This one's in the key of C. So C is our 1 chord. It makes it easier to play in the key of C often because there are no sharps and flats to worry about. So we can count our Nashville number chords really easy. C, D, E, F, G, A and B, and generally in any key, the 1st, the 4th and the 5th are major chords, C, F and G. The 2nd, the 3rd and the 6th are minor chords, that's A minor, no it's not, it's D minor, E minor and then A minor as the 6th chord. And then finally the 7th chord is a type of diminished chord, a B diminished. We're not playing that in this song, so don't worry about that one. Now, in folk music, the 2 most common chords that you get in verses are the 1 chord and the 4 chord. That's because they work together like peanut butter and jelly, whatever your beans on toast, whatever your analogy is or metaphor. They work beautifully together. The 1 chord sets you off on a journey, or you feel resolved. It feels comfortable when you reach it. And the 4 chord creates a slight sense of change, but without too much tension. I often call the 4 chord the change chord, okay? And you'll notice that the verses here, we literally just have a really simple 4 chord going to the 1 chord. And we have that twice. This one's a waltz, it's in 3/4. I'll talk about that in a minute. But we have this. Really simple 4 chords to the C chord. You could try it with me over and over if you like. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And to keep things simple, in terms of the strumming, I'm just going to do a really simple but beautiful down, down, up, down, or walk, running, walk. Often people think, oh, simple patterns can sound really boring, but actually I think they allow the vocals to come through and they sound really beautiful. So we're just going to do this really simple. I come in on close camera. Walk, running, running, walk, walk. No, we're not. Sorry, I went to 4/4 time for a minute. Sorry, only one walk after the running. Walk, running, walk, walk, running, walk, walk, running, walk. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Really simple, sorry, I just accidentally made that Andalusian thing really massive. I'll take it away. There we go. Okay, so that will sound like this. Now in the original, there's a really lovely extra addition to the C chord. We turn the C chord into a C suspended 4th. Now, a lot of times, again, people get really worried about what that means. What the heck is that? And it's really simple, right? Here's our C chord. The notes that make it up are C, E, and G. And then we also play another C down here, this high C. So C, E, G, C. Now what we do when we turn any chord into a suspended 4 is we take the 3rd note, C, that one there, the E, C, D, E, the 3rd note, and we change it to a 4th, C, D, E, F. So C sus4 just means we put our finger on an F note rather than this open E. Can you see that? It's a lovely thing. You can add that anytime you're playing a C chord, it will sound really great. And what happens in the original, this is done on the piano but it sounds lovely on the ukulele, is he just touches it when he gets to the C chord like this. Hear that? Whole measure of C and then off, on, off. Okay, let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, off, on, off, F, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, off, on, off. Isn't that lovely? Really gorgeous. And you can even do that on the verse parts. It sounds really, really lovely like this. Time has told me you're a rare, rare find. Okay, so really, really gorgeous. You could do it on the intro and the verses as well, which is really, really sweet. Then we have this next section where we have a C7 chord on this 3rd line. Now, again, it's interesting. Carol brought up an interesting thing in the last song where she was asking why it was an A minor when you'd expect the 5 chord to be a major. Sometimes we take a chord from another key because it serves a certain function, and that's what we've got here. We often call this a secondary dominant chord. Don't worry about the jargon if you're not interested. It doesn't matter. But when we play the 1 chord as a 7th, that just means instead of playing a normal C major, we play a C7. It creates tension because seventh chords always want to resolve to a chord that they're 5 above. And a C7 is 5 above an F. If you just play a C7, it's like a question and F is the answer. Question, response, okay? Question, resolution. And that's why you often get the C chord turned into a C7 before an F. So that's what happens here. We've got 2 measures of C7 and then the F. It's almost like the first line's being reversed, right? And then we've got another really common 2 chords, the 2 and 5, D minor and G. And that G at the end creates another cliffhanger because the 5 chord in any key, C, D, E, F, G, it creates tension. It wants to go back to the 1 chord. So it means that the verse feels unfinished at the end, which is a really nice thing to do. It kind of creates a nice tension. So the verses will look and sound something like this. 1, 2, 3. Time has taught me troubled cure, D minor, for a troubled mind. Then we do the whole thing again for another verse, which is really lovely, right? Absolutely gorgeous and simple. Then in the next section we get something really unusual. We get another secondary dominant chord, an E7. And E7 is the 5 chord in the key of A. Again, don't worry about the kind of theory, but it creates a really interesting tension. You often get that E7 in the key of C because it starts off a circle of fifths progression. You often get E7, A7, like in 5/2, right? But this time, because it just comes out of nowhere and it doesn't fit into a circle of fifths progression, it's really arresting when you hear it, which is really, really, really lovely. So we have 2 measures of that E7. Now this next bit, this shows how Nick Drake was a bit of a genius, right? I don't want you to sweat the theory too much again on this because it can be a bit mind-boggling. But just for the nerdy people like me that get really, really interested in these things, we have an E flat chord. First of all, how to play it. First finger down here on the 1st fret of the A string, and then 2 fingers reach over and they fill in the gaps on the middle 2 strings of the 3rd fret like this. Now you can also put 2 fingers on like that, but because an E flat has a G in it, you don't have to do that finger on the G string if you don't want to. You can just play it like so, which is really nice. That's why you've got that white dot on the chord diagram. Think of it as optional. Okay. Now again, too much theory can just kind of melt people's brains, including mine. But the reason that works, the flatted 3rd often comes up in pieces of music. It's taken from the parallel minor, C minor. So in C minor, the 3 chord is an E flat rather than an E. So he's borrowed a chord from the parallel minor, and some clever musicians, they do that sometimes. So things sound really exotic. The reason it sounds great is it has a flatted 3rd and a flatted 7th. Again, don't sweat that. It just makes it sound bluesy. All right, so if all you know about this chord is it sounds cool and bluesy, that is really cool. And you can start putting it in your own songs in the key of C, which would be cool. Okay. Then we go to an F minor 7. Now this is really tricky. There's a couple of ways you could do it. You can bar the 1st fret like this, and then reach up with your ring finger and little finger. Whoops, I've gone too far, to the 3rd fret like so. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Or you can do it how I generally like to do it. It's a bit of a stretch, particularly on a tenor with a long scale like this Phil Davidson uke. You can do 4 fingers like this. Think of it like a G shape that's been split apart. And then we've got a little finger down here as well, right? It's quite tricky, that one. And then we're going to change to D minor 7. We've got that 2-5 combination again. You could just play a D minor there, but add your little finger if you want it to be a D minor 7 and then a G. Okay, so this is the hardest bit of the song. Let me play it really slowly for you. I'll come in on close camera just so you can see how it works. Here we go. So get your E flat ready if you want to have a try. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's E7. Sorry, not E flat. Get your. I don't think I put my brain in today. Get your E7 ready. 1, 2, 3. So I'll leave the ways that are making me be F minor 7. What I really don't want to be. I go again. Leave the ways of making me laugh. F minor 7. What I don't want to love. That F minor chord creates so much tension, doesn't it? It's really interesting. And then when it resolves that D minor, it suddenly lifts and it feels not so dark, which is really clever, really beautiful. That bridge only comes in every now and then. So if you super struggle with those chords, don't sweat it. You can always just give it your best or just leave that part off and come in on the verses, which are really beautiful and gorgeous and really simple. Now, this one doesn't have any instrumental breaks in it, so we're not going to do a solo on this one. Excuse me. We're just going to play it straight through, just like it does on the record. There's no solo on the record. But remember, if you want to, you can add those sus notes in anyway, which sound really glorious. Keep it nice and laid back. And then just follow it through. You'll see that it's generally quite straightforward in terms of structure. We've got verse, bridge, verse, bridge, verse. So basically, that. All right, just keep bouncing between the two. And we'll start with a nice F and C to get us started. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Indrani. Absolutely, absolutely. It's a tricky stretch, that F minor 7. You could get away with just doing an F minor, which is one less finger if you want, but it does sound sweet with that one. Or remember, you can bar it as well. But yeah, tricky old one, that one. Okay, here we go. Oh, hi Karen. Good to see you here. Under the weather. Hope you feel a lot better soon, and hopefully some soothing ukulele music will help you feel better. Okay, let's give it a try then, folks. From the top. Remember 3, 4, so we'll count in two lots of 3. Fran's asking what's in the OJ. It is just orange squash, as we call it out here. So just fruit cordial and water. There's no vodka, I promise. It's not a cocktail or anything exciting like that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. F. C. F. C. Time has told me you're a rare find, a troubled cure for a troubled mind. And time has told me not to ask for more. Someday our ocean will find its shore. Now the bridge, so I'll leave the ways that are making me be what I really don't want to be. And I'll leave the ways that are making me love on trying till there's no more to hide. So leave the ways that are making you be what you really don't want to be. Leave the ways that are making you love what you really don't want to love. Time has told me you're a rare find, a troubled cure for a troubled mind. Time has told me not to ask for more, for someday our ocean will find its shore. Intro again. Really lovely. Isn't that a beautiful tune? Nick Drake's stuff is just so gorgeous. It works really well on the ukulele as well. Excuse me, I've got hay fever's started already, so I've got an itchy nose. So yeah, Nick Drake's stuff, it just works beautifully on the ukulele because it has that kind of gentleness, and I think it works with the timbre and tone of my uke. Thanks, Fran. You made me giggle. I did used to have a beer on a Monday night, but I've tamed myself down a bit because it always feels a bit naughty having a beer on a Monday night. Friday night would be all right, right? But yeah, thanks, Susan. Yeah, it's a gorgeous song, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a tough old bridge, that one, Indrani. I tried this in a few different keys, but some of the other keys were even worse. So it is a tough one, but you know, just take it nice and slow, and you can get it. There is also another F minor 7 you can play further up, which looks like this. So rather than this one, you could take a D minor 7. Take it up one would be an E flat minor 7, E minor 7, F minor 7. So you could play the F minor 7 up there. And the quite nice thing then, you could drag it back for your D minor 7. And that one there. So that would look like this. Whoops, I didn't do the E flat. It's still a tricky one to get up to, but it's a lovely sounding chord, isn't it? As I say, it's quite an unusual chord to have that 4 chord played as a minor chord, but again it creates a little bit of darkness and kind of sadness to the song, particularly at that point. And it sounds quite exotic as well, I think, which is really nice. One of my favourite things about this is just the power of adding those C sus4 chords, though. Really easy thing to do, and they just sound so glorious, which is lovely, and it kind of replicates what happens on piano on the original, which is really nice. Incidentally, did you notice that when we finished at the end, we finished on that C chord? Now that's interesting because it feels rested there, and that's how we know it's in the key of C and not in F, because you might see that chord at the start and think we're in the key of F, but time has taught me not to ask for more, but someday our ocean, whoops, what am I doing? Ocean. Sorry guys, we'll find it sure. And then if we just do the outro, doesn't feel resolved right unless I hit that C chord at the end. So if you're ever not sure what key it's in, really think about not necessarily the first and the last chord, but see what chord it feels rested on, and that pretty much will always give you your parent key, the main key from the song. So just something to think about. Okay, let's just, before we do our next couple of songs, just take a break in the middle. I know you guys probably saw us at the start, but just a couple of reminders that it's only 52 days to our Spanish adventure. If you are interested, we're running a beautiful fun ukulele retreat in Spain in May in a gorgeous village called Gaucin. You can see Gibraltar from Gaucin because it's up in the mountains. Really pretty village. And me and a guy called Matt Parkin, who's a lovely guy, runs something called the Awesome Ukulele Academy. We're going to be joint tutors, and we're going to teach you all sorts of fun ukulele stuff. We're going to have some open mics. You're going to get a chance to play what we teach you in a concert at the end. It's going to be really, really fun. We're going to keep it really relaxed as well, so don't worry. It's going to be a nice, relaxed kind of getaway if you fancy joining us. That one is on the 22nd of May until the 26th, I think it is, and all the details are on my website on the events page if you're interested. And of course we've got the cruise again next year. Honestly, this year's was one of the best weeks of my life. So if I felt like that and I had to work, imagine what it's like being a student. Right? So you will absolutely love it. Going from Fort Lauderdale to St. Kitts, Antigua, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, which is going to be really fun. Beatles lesson coming later this week. If you've not already enrolled, this is on my Beatles on Ukulele course, which is on my website under Learn, where you'll find all my courses. There's 10 courses up there now, and I've done a lovely chord melody arrangement of this. Should be ready by Friday, that one. And then finally, don't forget to join me this Wednesday for our Nashville Numbers and How Kanikapila Works workshop. 2nd of April, no April Fools, and this one's 3:30 in the afternoon. But of course, like I've mentioned, if you can't join us then, you can watch it back. Just go to mattsteadukulele.com, click on live ukulele lessons, and you'll find the archive and it will be in there. Likewise, if you join this Kanikapila late or you want to try any of the other Kanikapilas, we're over 100 now, so there's literally hundreds you can watch back any time at all. So and if you're interested what songs are on which, if you go to our Facebook group, Uke Students Hangout, most of you are already there, which is brilliant already. But if you go to Uke Students Hangout or Learn Ukulele with Matt, you'll find it. We've got a Facebook group, and if you scroll along the top and click on files, Karen's done a really useful file which goes through every single Kanikapila and lists all the songs we've done. So if you're interested in learning a song, or you just want to have a bit of a browse, if you open up that document, you can find all the different songs from Kanikapila. And the brilliant thing is she's even done it with live links. So if you like the sound of one, you can click on it and it will take you to the Kanikapila video and the sheet. So it's really super clever. And of course all that stuff's free as well. All those sheets are free. So do check that out. If anyone does want to just help me with the running costs of everything, you can oh, it's not that, I used to have it down here on a ticker, but you can send any virtual tips to paypal.me/the Uke Room. And thank you for everyone for all your support that send tips in the past. The other way which really supports me, which is amazing as well, is if you join as a student of my website. That's a brilliant way of making sure I can always create new content for you guys. So thank you. Yeah, big thanks to Karen. So yeah, and as Indrani says, hit the thumbs up thing if you're having button if you're having fun as well. Thanks Indrani for reminding me. So yeah, it's a really great resource. Steve, I use it all the time because when I'm coming up Kanikapilas, it's really easy to accidentally duplicate stuff I've already done. So I'll quite often kind of go back through the document to see what we've already covered, and it's amazing what's there. And those hyperlinks are just brilliant because, like I say, you can just open up the document straight away. It's amazing, isn't it, what you can do with technology now? I know we all berate it sometimes because we can get a bit doom scrolly, but it can also be amazing, can't it, really, in an empowering way. Okay, let's have a look at our third song. Here we go. Now, this is so different from Nick Drake, but I think it's a really gorgeous song as well. We're going to have a look at Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Oh, there we go. 319 days till the cruise. The kids are counting them down already, Harry. So don't worry about that. So this one's a gorgeous song by Cyndi Lauper, who, again, a lot of people think of her from, girls just want to have fun and all that pop-tastic stuff. And she was a brilliant songwriter of pop songs. But some of these songs are really sophisticated as well. This one being no exception. The melody is really interesting. The chords are interesting. And it's really emotive. When you strum that chorus, it's really hard not to feel the emotion of it. So I really love this one. This was written in 1984, this one. By Cyndi Lauper. She did have a songwriter partner. I forget the name, but it's in the fascinating facts in the back if you're interested. And this one, yeah, she was a really interesting person, Cyndi Lauper. There's a link to a documentary in the fascinating facts if you're interested. But she wrote the score to the play Kinky Boots. Some of you might have seen the movie, and it's a brilliant score. Really, really talented person, Cyndi Lauper. So let's have a look at what's happening with this one. We're in the key of C again. Oh, Carol was just asking me. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people bring their husbands, partners. Lisa was here with her daughter on the cruise this year, which was really, really special. Best friends, yeah. I take the kids and my wife as well. So there's so much to have fun. You know, the ukulele is only one part of it. So they will have a brilliant time, Carol. So absolutely. Yeah, it is a brilliant movie. I forget the main actor's name, British actor. He's absolutely incredible in it, isn't he? So yeah, absolutely great. So this one's in the key of C again. So remember, no sharps and no flats, which is nice. And there's no borrowed chords here as well. So it makes it a lot easier. We have what we call the natural chords or the diatonic chords. Just means the normal chords from the key. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And remember that's C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor and B diminished. And most of the song is based on this lovely, beautiful chord progression, which happens in the intro. In the intro, every one of these chords gets a measure, like so. We've got an F chord, then a G chord, an E minor. Now remember, you can either do 3 fingers like this, or remember my little trick going from the G to E minor. You can just put 1 finger down like this. And then we go back to an F. Okay, really gorgeous. Now, we often call that a 4-5-3-4 combination. It's really sweet because there's no 1 chord in this bit at all. It starts on a 4 chord. So we've already got a bit of tension. 5 chord adds more tension. Then this next chord, this E minor, in any key, the 3 chord is the saddest sounding chord in the whole key. Each chord has its own personality with Nashville numbers, and the 3 chord is always the saddest. So that should pull at your heartstrings when we hit that E minor. And then we go back to the 4 chord again. So it's the whole of this section doesn't feature the 1 chord at all. So we just get this feel of tension, which is really lovely running out. But it's played in such a soft way that it sounds really gorgeous. Thanks, Indrani. That's him, an amazing actor. Yeah, absolutely brilliant actor. Rebecca shared a cabin with a lovely fellow that I used to teach called David, who's an amazing teacher and ukulele player in his own right. So yeah, you can share cabins with other people. Okay, so that's the intro. And notice that we do the same thing, but slightly sped up in the pre-chorus. Let's just have a look at that. So here it's all the same chords, but this time notice we have 2 chords in a measure. So 2 beats of F, 2 of G, 2 of E minor, 2 of F, 2 of F, 2 of G, and then the E minor at the end gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the pre-chorus will sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go again: F, G, E minor, and F. Now most pre-choruses, there we go straight into the chorus, but the first chorus we do a cheeky little F and G at the end, so you'll soon get the hang of that. Let me sing a pre-chorus so you can see what it sounds like. It'll sound like this: 2, 3, 4. Flashbacks, warm nights, almost left behind, suitcases, memories, time after. And then we go back to another verse. Really pretty, isn't it? And just really simple, same 3 chords over and over, which is really, really beautiful. In terms of the strumming for this one, you can keep it simple of just down strums, or if you want, you can do a really simple calypso strum. If I just shove this over a little bit, that's your classic down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, often called an island strum. I think of it as walk, running, and running, walk, running, and running. If you find that difficult, just strum up and down. As long as you're in time with us, that'll be absolutely fine as well. And on those measures where you've got 2 chords, which is really tricky to do the strum pattern on, I'll just go down, 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 down on those. Keep it simple. You don't have to do anything like really tricky on those. Just do it to down strums on those and it sounds really, really beautiful. Now the verses are really gorgeous. They're just a 2 chord and then a 1 chord, which is really unusual. Normally the 2 chord goes to a 5 chord, which goes to 1. 2, 5, 1. You hear that all the time in music. But to go from the 2 chord to the C chord, to the 1 chord even, sorry, sounds really dreamy. Get tension and resolution, but because the 2 chord is a minor, it has that really nice touch of melancholy. So the verses are really easy. I just think of them as 2-1 over and over, D minor C over and over. See if you can do this from memory. D minor C, D minor C. Just keep that going. I'll sing one so you can see how it works. That lovely pre-chorus. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind, suitcases of memories, time after. Now the first time we go back to a verse. Sometimes you picture me. Okay, so the first time we do that. The second time what we're going to do is we're going to ignore the chords that are in grey and we go straight to a chorus. I'll do a pre-chorus and show you. So the second time through, sometimes, oh sorry, you say, go slow, I fall behind, second, hand unwise, if you're lost you can look and you will find me. So I go straight to the chorus there and it sounds really beautiful. It kind of feels unresolved and then that chorus hits you and it sounds so gorgeous. So the chorus is really, really simple chords as well. We've got the 5 chord at the start. Generally when we go to the chorus we have a 4 chord or the relative minor. This one's nice because it comes in with a load of tension from the start. Really hits you round the chops, which is really nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 6th chord for some melancholy. And and then a really common progression, 4, 5, 1. Do it again. 5, 6, 4, 5, 1. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Isn't that beautiful? It's in quite a hard key for me to sing, but it sounds so pretty in this key that I wanted to keep it in the key of C, and the chords are a bit easier in the key of C as well. So really, really gorgeous. Isn't it gorgeous, Carol? Yeah, so beautiful. There's even a Miles Davis cover of this. Just goes to show you like how sophisticated, you know, when someone like Miles Davis is covering your tunes, you know you've written a good one, right? So that's cool. Now that's basically it in terms of the structure. Now it looks complex on this back page, don't sweat it. Remember, we've got the same thing going on. Verse, then pre-chorus, verse, pre-chorus, and then that chorus which starts with a G. The interlude is the same as the intro, so we just play the chords from the intro again, and then we do a similar thing, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. An instrumental chorus, just keep strumming the chords from the chorus, pre-chorus, chorus. So the hardest thing is just working out where you are. The ideal thing, if you're not following on the screen, is to have both this and the other page printed out or on your tablet, because then you can just check across where you are. But I'll shout them out as we go as well. So yeah, me too, Carol. I'm not a big fan of capos on a uke. I kind of think ukes are already a bit cramped up, and when you put a capo on them, it makes them even more so. So I tend to just play things naturally. Yeah. If you want to do a solo in the interludes on this one, it's nice and easy because we're in the key of C, so you can use the C major pentatonic, which is really easy peasy lemon squeezy. It is here. So C major pentatonic, you can think of it as the same shape that we did for that D major, which was like this. If you think of these kind of first chords here, first notes even I should say, you'd have open C on the C string, D on the 2nd fret, open E, 3rd fret for G, open A, 3rd fret for C. Okay, C, D, E, G, A, C. You can use any of those notes to solo with. You can also play all the notes from the A minor pentatonic scale, which is the same notes, but starting from A. So you can play open A, 3rd fret for C, 5th fret for D, 7th for E, right up to 10 for G, and 12 for A. So the brilliant thing is you can play your open A string and all your dots. And remember, you can do the same thing on the E string, all your dots, but you've got to remember not to play the 7th fret. You go up to 8th. That's the only thing with that. Other than that, you've got all your dots again, which is really cool. You could just keep things nice and simple. One of the things that I do like to do on this one, which sounds really sweet. Oh, it's so annoying I can't play the backing track. I'll try playing it on my iPad, but it'll probably be really quiet. My kind of speaker, my mini speakers run out of batteries. But let me just see if I can get the backing track up. You might just be able to hear it. Now, the nice thing for this one, I think, is to quote the song lyrics a bit. And I don't often do this in my solos, but when I do, it sounds really sweet. So if you think about the main vocal in this song is time after time. Okay, so that's an octave higher than I sing it, but time after time. So what I'll sometimes do is I'll be noodling away. And I'll still get that little phrase in. It sounds really sweet. Again, you probably might not hear this very well, but let me try doing that. There it is. So if you want, just see if you can get that in. It's really simple because it's just 7-7-5-7 E-E-D-E. See if you can work that into your solos. It'll sound really, really sweet. I know it's taking things forward a bit from where we normally do, but it's really good to challenge yourself. Okay, let's have a go at this one then. I'm going to take a quick gulp of my vodka, orange juice, and then we'll have a try. As I say, this one's out my comfort zone, so you have to put up with my screechy falsetto singing. I can't sing like Cyndi Lauper. Wish I could. I'd also like to have hair like she had as well, but that's a whole other matter. Okay, right, let's give it a go. So remember, we've got that intro interlude to start with, and then we go into the main verse. I'm just getting my lyrics up. There we go. Okay, here we go. Ah, yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Yeah, you got it, Gary. Yeah, cool. Okay, right, so let's start with this intro. 7-7-5-7. That's it, Carol. Brilliant. Right, okay, here we go. Oh, let me just add a Brooklyn accent. Yeah, I can't do that. I'll get told off if I try. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. And F. Can we do that again? Intro. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Pre-chorus, flashback, warm nights almost left behind, suitcase of memories, time after sometime. Isn't that a beautiful song? Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. And Cyndi Lauper won lots of prizes in her time, particularly for True Colours. That's another beautiful one, isn't it? I sometimes get a bit annoyed that all she's remembered for is Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Because certainly over here in the UK anyway, whenever we have those kind of vintage Top of the Pops, you know, where they look back from yesteryear, they always play that song. They very rarely play Time After Time. Sometimes you get the True Colours performance where she was kind of rolling around on the floor and stuff. It's kind of interesting in itself. But yeah, that's a cracking song, isn't it? Really beautifully crafted, which I think is really interesting. So yeah, not the Beatles. No, this was Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper. This one, Carol. It could be a Beatles song, doesn't it? It shows how good it was. Really, that's a good sign, isn't it? Really. So yeah. So let's do one more then. We're going to do a bit of ABBA for this one. This is going to be a load of fun. So every week on the Facebook page, Uke Students Hang Out, Karen will suggest a poll of kind of previous Kanikapila gems, so songs we've done from the Kanikapila vaults, and then you guys get to vote on whichever one we do. And this time, by quite some way, you guys chose to do ABBA, which is great, right? We all love ABBA. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to have a go at Take a Chance on Me, which is another great pop song. Look at all those lyrics. Don't worry, it goes a lot quicker than you'd imagine. It's not as long as it seems, and it's relatively simple. We're in the key of C again. I haven't planned this, but almost all the songs from this week have been in the key of C, haven't they? Which is quite nice. And again, interestingly, you'll see some similarities from some of the songs from today. So instead of the chorus going between the 1 and the 4 chord, a bit like that Nick Drake song did, we've got the 1 and the 5 chord, tension and relief. And instead of the pre-chorus, instead of it being D minor to C like Cyndi Lauper had, we've got D minor to G, which is a classic, what we often call 2-5 combination. It makes you want to go to the C chord. What I find really fascinating, though, is that this one also has the D minor C progression, just like Cyndi Lauper did, but kind of stretched out, which is really nice. Oh yeah, I don't think I made that one, Charlene. I would have liked to have made that one. We did go to quite a few of the silent discos though, and that was good fun. I think we saw you there, didn't we, on the last one? It was so much fun. So we've got that D minor C progression again, which is really nice. So let's have a look at what's going on with this one. So 1977 this was, 2 years before I was born. It's my is it next week or is it the week after? It's my birthday coming up. I can't remember if it's... Yeah, it's next week. Sharon's taking me to Snowdon this weekend for a little getaway, so it's kind of exciting. So I was born... no, I won't get you to count the years because it's really depressing. But this was 2 years before I'm born. That's all I'm going to say. This one's got an interesting history. So Bjorn was out for a run one day, and because he was big into his jogging, and he was running along, and his feet were making this kind of interesting rhythm as he ran along. Of just that kind of constant running, you know, that you get when you're crunching on gravel or on pavement. Sounds really nice. And as he was running, he got this rhythm in his head. Take a chance, 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 chance. And that was what became kind of the rhythm of this song, but also the backing vocals. Take a chance, 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 take a chance. And you can imagine that, can't you? It's almost like, it sounds like running on gravel, which I find really interesting. So that's where Bjorn got the idea for this one, which is kind of cool. Now we're going to do quite an easy rhythm on this one. We're just going to do a walk, 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 running, but we are going to do it quite fast. It will look something like this. Let me just move. And isn't that a great drawing by Esther there? Thanks to Esther Indrani and Karen and Barbara for all their help with the sheets, as always. Thanks, guys. Couldn't do it without you. Now this one, we're going to do a walk, 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 running. Okay? walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. But we're going to do it at fast tempo, so you get 2 of those per measure. Walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running. Okay, you could just do the walks if you prefer. If you're not sure, just do the light down strums, which sounds really, really nice. Now, if we put up the chords, if I bring it back, that will look and sound something like this. Hear that little skip? Walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running, walk, 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 running. Okay, so because we're strumming that quite fast, 2 of those for every measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 You got it? And then if we do that with the vocals, I'll bring it back on. So that'll sound like this. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me go. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go, if you're feeling down. Really simple for the chorus. We just keep going through that C to G, which is really lovely. Now, if you want, you can add a few extra up strums in to thicken it up, because your hands are always going up and down. So if you want to thicken it up, sometimes I'll touch more ups. Notice my hand isn't changing speed. I'm just touching on the way up to get those extra kind of strums in, if you want to, but you can keep it simple if you want as well. Then in the pre-chorus, we have this beautiful 2-5 progression. Like so. Oh, sorry, I should have changed quicker. Just like that. And if I put that for the lyrics, take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Really, really simple, right? And then the verses, we've got the D minor to C, slightly more spread out now. We can go dancing, we can go walking, as long as we're together. Fill that resolution to 1. Listen to some music, maybe just talking, get to know you better, 'cause you know I've got. Then we get this beautiful 6 chord. Remember, 6 chord creates movement. It likes to go back to, well, sometimes it goes back to 4, 1 or 5. Here it's going to 4. We call that the major lift, because we get that A minor, the lift of that major chord, which is really nice. Now, the first bit's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then here we have 2 beats of A minor, and then 1 of F and G. I'll do that with the lyrics so you can see. 'Cause I gotta know so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. Hear it there? So we've got that F and G at the end. If you're not sure, you could get away with leaving that F and G out. Just don't sweat it and just come in on the next bit. Now, there was one error in this song, and it's completely my fault that I didn't spot it until now. I even played through it in the week and I didn't spot it. Sometimes you've really got to get into something before you notice there's a problem there. Major lift, Carol, just the A minor to the F, because we're going from a minor chord to a major. So if you have a look at this chord here, 4th measure along of the 3rd line, just here, pretend it doesn't exist. So as soon as we play that third measure of that third line, we drop to the A minor here. It's just a mistake I made. So there is no extra measure there. It goes straight to the A minor. All right. So basically just cross out the fourth box of the third line down of the verse. All right. I'll play a verse so you can hear it, and then we'll give it a bash. All right. It'll look and sound something like this. We can go dancing, we can go walking, as long as we're together. Listen to some music, maybe just talking, get to know you better. 'Cause you know I've got so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. Next line. If you want me to leave it there, I'm afraid of a love affair, but I think you know. This is like pre-chorus, right? That I can't let go. And then we're back to, if you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Back to one of those choruses, which is really, really sweet. Now this song's super long again, so we're not going to do any solos, just because otherwise we'll still be here at 9 o'clock at night. But if you wanted to try noodling around whilst I'm singing, just play the C major pentatonic or the A minor pentatonic, just like the last song. You can see there's a lot to fit in here. Okay, so we go chorus. It's quite quite a common thing to do with pop songs, to have a chorus to start with, because it captures everyone's attention from the off, right? So we've got that chorus, then a post-chorus as opposed to a pre-chorus. That's the D minor G bit, and then a verse, chorus, post-chorus, verse, and then we finish with the chorus just over and over again. All right, so chorus, post-chorus, verse, chorus, post-chorus, verse, and that looks like this. Chorus, post-chorus, verse, chorus, post-chorus, verse. So we're playing that sheet through twice, and then to finish we've got 3 of these choruses in a row. All right, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Have a load of fun with this one. I hope you've really enjoyed yourselves tonight. I certainly have. Best way to start my working week, and even if I wasn't working, I would love to do this because I love hanging out with you guys and making music together. So thank you for making it special, as always, with all your contributions and your questions and your friendship and support. So thanks, guys. It means a lot. So thank you. So let's do one more song, and then I'll stick around 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the end, just see if there's any questions or anything. But if not, hope you've had a wonderful time. Enjoy a bit of ABBA, and let's have a whole heap of fun. Okay, so chorus to get us going. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on, I need to start singing. Come in on the word mind, I think it is. Change your mind. Yeah, come in on the word mind. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go, if you're feeling down, if you're all alone, when pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, let me try. Post-chorus. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Now our verse. We can go dancing. We can go walking. As long as we're together, listen to some music, maybe just talking, get to know you better. 'Cause you know I've got so much that I wanna do. When I dream I'm alone with you, it's magic. If you want to leave it there, afraid of a love affair, but I think you know. D minor, G, and again, that I Here's our next verse. Oh, you can take time, baby. I'm in no hurry. Gets no better. You don't wanna hurt me, baby. Don't worry. I ain't gonna let you. Let me tell you now that my love is strong enough to last when things are tough. It's magic. You say that I waste my time, but I can't get you off my mind. No, I can't let go, 'cause I love you so. Chorus to the end now. If you change your minds, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go, if you're feeling down, if you're all alone when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, baby, can't you see? Gotta put me to the test. Take a chance on me. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gotta put me to the test. It ain't no lie. Put me to the test. Da da da. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, baby, can't you see? Gonna put me to the test. Take a chance on me. Well, I enjoyed that. I hope you guys did. I think I might have made my fingers sore. I was strumming so hard on that one, but it's so much fun. I forgot the words at the end as well, but after it starts going ba ba ba, I kind of lose it anyway. Oh, hello, Sandy. Some of you will remember Sandy from the cruise. In fact, I think if you look carefully at her avatar, that's the cruise ship in the background. Yes, it is. Hi, Sandy. Is it time for my dinner? You should have come in and sung that last song, Sandy. That would have been fun. Everyone would have loved that. Maybe next time, eh? Thanks, Karen. Hopefully we brought you the sunshine. I'm locked in my ukulele cupboard now, so I can't tell you whether it's still daylight outside. But I am looking forward to these longer nights. They're lovely, aren't they? Thanks, Charlene. Thanks, Harry. Sending big hugs and all my love to you and Donna. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Have you still got the snow in Canada, Harry, or is it kind of is it if you finally had the thaw of the spring? Hopefully you have. I know Karen still had snow until recently, so yeah. Ah, thanks, Indrani. I enjoyed that as well. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. It's a fun one to end on. Yeah, I think I did dance to that at the silent disco on the cruise, Rebecca. I think that might have been on our last night. It was on one of the channels. Silent disco is amazing. Basically, everyone has these headphones on, and you get to choose between 3 different DJs. They're all stood at the front in a line, and you get to listen to them, but only you can hear what you're listening to. So everyone's dancing, but if you haven't got your headphones on, it's completely silent. My favourite thing to do is actually just to take the headphones off and just watch everyone dancing. And then randomly you get people shouting out, like someone would be going, ha, 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 staying alive, while someone else is going, Waterloo. It was really confusing, but so much fun. And then you put your headphones back on and choose another song. It was great. It was great. I think that was actually my first ever silent disco. So yeah, enjoyed that. It was good. Lots of dancing. My feet were sore by the end of it, but it was a good sore. It was well worth it. Just a reminder before I head off that if you're around on Wednesday, do join me 3:30, where we're going to do a live lesson, but specifically on Nashville numbers and how Kanikapila works. So hopefully you'll really find that useful if you're one of my regular Kanikapila players, and hopefully you find it really enlightening as well. So even if you understand roughly how Nashville numbers works, we're going to go into chord personalities in a lot of detail, which should be, I think, really fun and really interesting. I've actually already started planning my live lesson for 2 weeks after that as well. We do these live lessons every fortnight. All of my subscribers to the website mattsteadukulele.com, you get all of the worksheets included in your subscription, so no cost at all for those. And yeah, in the one that's 2 weeks after this week, we're going to have a look at Sweet Caroline, and we're going to work it out by ear ourselves. So I've done like a crib sheet with lots of information on the different chord personalities, and then different places where you can write in the chords as we do it. And we're actually going to do it in real time. We're going to work out a song so we can play it by heart, and we can do it just by ear. We won't be listening and copying down chords or using sheet music. So if you've ever wanted to work out songs by ear, I think you'll find that really useful. So yeah, that would be great. Oh, Sandy's changed her name on. Oh, Sandy's changed her name to Sunflowers. I didn't realise that. I'm going to call you Sunflower now tonight, Sandy. So that's going to be in 2 weeks after this week, but do join me this Wednesday if you can. It's going to be a whole heap of fun. And don't forget as well, there's going to be a new Beatles lesson by the end of this week as well, a beautiful chord melody version of If I Fell, which is going to be really fun. Just got a question from Carol. You mentioned using the relative minor. Was it in song 1 or 2? So basically, the easiest way to think about it, Carol, is every major key has a relative minor which has all the same chords and all the same chords, all the same chords and all the same notes. Sorry, my brain's gone. So in the key of C major, the notes are C, D, E, F, G, A and B. In its relative key, A minor, it's all the same notes, but starting from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the same notes. So you can actually think of them as the same thing, Carol. You could just play the C major pentatonic all over the fretboard, and that would be fine. But some people prefer to think about the relative minor, just because where they start and end on the scale puts it nicely on the A string, basically. But the main thing is just think of it as the same notes played in different places. There's a really nice example. If I show you, I'm just going to flick through. These are Karen's brilliant new reference guide, which is really cool. Now, if we have a look at, here's a good example. If we look at F major and its relative minor D minor, I'll put them down here. Notice that it's all the same notes. F, G, A, C and D. F, G, A, C and D. All the same notes, literally exactly the same notes. But the cool thing is, you can think of them as shapes, as scales, right? So F major pentatonic. Has one shape, whereas a minor pentatonic is a slightly different shape. And the reason that's useful is, rather than trying to learn a jumble of notes like this, where it's all over the place, if you put those two scales together, it gives you notes that you can play all the way from here to here, which is really neat. So we put them together. So that's the only thing, Carol. Just think the reason we use the relative pentatonic is just to get another shape, basically. So it's that easy. So yeah. Thanks, Carol. Thank you, guys. Right, well, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll be back this Wednesday for another live lesson. Can't wait to see you. And of course, we'll be back the Monday after for another Kanikapila. I'm really looking forward to that. So I will see you then. Much love. Happy Uking. Take care and enjoy the spring sunshine. Cheers, everyone.